I knew something was wrong the moment the package arrived. No sender, no stamp, just my name written in a handwriting that felt familiar. I stared at it for a long time before bringing it inside. I live alone, and nothing unexpected ever reaches my door. That's why the silence around that box felt heavier than it should. Inside there was a small recorder and a folded note. Press play when you're ready to remember. I almost laughed. It sounded like some cheap prank. Still, curiosity won. I pressed the button. At first there was only static. Then a voice whispered my name. Not loud, not aggressive, just calm, patient. The voice began describing a place, an old apartment, a narrow hallway, a door at the end with peeling paint. My chest tightened. I knew that place, but I couldn't tell from where. The recording continued, narrating moments that felt too specific to be fiction. It described how I used to sit by a window at night, writing things I never showed anyone. It talked about the sound of footsteps above me, even though the building had no upper floor. Every word felt like it was peeling back a layer of something I'd tried to forget. I paused the audio. My hands were shaking. Whoever made this knew details no stranger should know. I checked my phone. No messages, no missed calls. The room felt colder than before. When I pressed play again, the tone changed. The voice said, "You stopped listening last time too." Last time I had never seen this device before, or at least, I thought I hadn't. The recording went deeper, describing an argument, a door slamming, and someone leaving. The voice never said who. It just kept repeating, "This wasn't meant for you, but you kept it anyway." My mind raced, trying to connect pieces that refused to fit together. Then came a long silence. I thought the audio had ended, but suddenly there was a second voice. Mine. I froze. It was unmistakable. I was asking someone to erase something, to make me forget. The words echoed like a confession I didn't remember giving. I ripped the batteries out of the recorder, but the damage was done. The images were already forming in my head, fragments of a past I had buried so deeply that even I believed it was gone. That night I couldn't sleep. Every shadow looked like a doorway, every sound like a whisper from that recording. I kept rereading the note, hoping to find a clue. On the back, almost invisible, there was another line. "If you hear this again, it means you chose to forget." Morning came, but the feeling didn't fade. I searched online, trying to find anything about the device, but nothing matched. It felt custom-made, personal. Days passed. I tried to ignore it, to convince myself it was just a strange coincidence. But every time I closed my eyes, I heard that voice saying my name. Patient, calm, waiting. The silence in the apartment began to feel staged, like something was observing me and waiting for the right moment to continue the story. One evening, while organizing old boxes in my closet, I found a photo I didn't recognize at first. It showed me standing in front of a building with cracked walls and a broken intercom, the same place described in the recording. My face in the picture looked tired, almost frightened, as if I already knew something I wasn't ready to face. Next to the photo was an envelope I'd never opened. Inside there was nothing but a blank piece of paper. When I tilted it toward the light, faint letters appeared. "You promised you wouldn't listen again." My stomach tightened. I didn't remember writing that, but the handwriting looked like mine. Beneath the sentence, there was a small symbol, a circle crossed by a thin line, something that felt strangely familiar, like a mark I had seen many times without realizing it. Finally, I gave in. I placed the batteries back and pressed play from the beginning. The recording sounded different this time. The static was louder, the pauses longer, like it was reacting to me. Near the end, the voice whispered, "You're closer now. You remember why this wasn't for you?" And then, a sound I hadn't noticed before, a door creaking open in the background. My breath caught. The same sound echoed in my apartment at that exact moment. I turned toward the hallway. The light flickered. For a second, I felt certain someone was standing there, just out of sight. I called out, but no one answered. Only the faint hum of electricity filled the space. The recorder clicked off by itself. Now it sits on my table again, silent, waiting. I don't know who sent it or why I keep listening. Maybe the message really wasn't meant for me, or maybe it was always mine, and I just wasn't ready to hear it. Because the scariest part isn't the voice on the recording. It's the feeling that somewhere, somehow, I'm the one who sent it,